Endless multiverse, endless multiverse, endless multiverse. Bring on the multiverses. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a new episode of Endless Multiverse, your show where we talk about all things geek, DC Universe, Marvel Universe, everything that we cherish and love as geeks. And I'm one of your hosts, Andy B, as always. And joining me, as always, is my good co-host and partner in crime, James Ari, aka Jordan. Brother, how you doing tonight?
I like how I'm a partner in crime. Hello.
Well, I
Hello,
mean,
everybody.
allegedly, we haven't broken any laws or anything like that. We're good little
Not
boys,
yet.
our mama's raised
Not
us right.
yet. Not
But
yet. I think it's fair to say, people, I'm gonna look at you right here for a second. It is fair to say a lot of shit went down today. Like shit. Like what in the hell
yeah,
is going on? Because
yeah,
I'm sitting here and then news drops.
shook
Yeah,
up.
news dropped, and then he sends me another piece of information, and then literally 30-ish minutes before we were supposed to go live, we had to delay it for a few minutes. More news. And we have all this other
Yeah.
stuff we got to cover for CinemaCon. Like,
Yeah, so
Jesus.
this is gonna be a long show, guys. So we would appreciate just be patient, be understanding, be supportive, be nice to each other in the chat. So sending
Mhm.
questions, super,
Super chats, super
multiverse,
questions,
endless
multiverse
chat.
questions, endless chat.
Multiverse questions, exactly. Super
Yeah.
chat, whatever you want to call it. So, because we have a lot, we've done a lot of preparation, and we just the late reason we ran a little late was because I had to finish up writing an article about something. We have also references in the show notes, so
Mhm.
we let's just get to it. Let's start with Marvel news.
We
So,
got
what
some.
is happening in the MCU? Just
Well,
Jordan.
we have some Marvel news, and I know it's not his forte because he's the opposite side. He's on the competing people. But Constantine, ready? Let's do it.
All right then. On with the show.
Did you
On
see how I almost timed? It like just.
So we're gonna start off with some Marvel news real quick, guys. I know everyone wants to talk about some other stuff, but John Watts, who we heard probably I think a year ago at this point, roughly during a Disney Investors Day back in 2000, I think 21 or 2020. Regardless, it was a while back. John Watts has officially stepped down as the director of the Fantastic Four reboot. And despite what everyone is going to say on the internet, because I actually read the article, it's an amicable split. They have both made this decision. John Watts is needing a break after directing Spider-Man back to back to back, and especially with No Way Home, with literally he had to direct 3 Spider-Man. And he had to make that work, plus all these other villains from the multiverse. It's a lot to handle, and then for him to jump onto this project is probably going to be a lot to handle as well. So I understand why this has to happen. It is unfortunate, but at the same time, John needs a break. I mean, it's the same thing that occurred with people were talking about James Gunn in terms of Guardians 1 and 2, and then of course the whole thing, and he went to Suicide Squad. But the whole thing was is that, and well, actually further back, Sam Raimi. People pointed out how Spider-Man 3 wasn't the best, but also that was some studio interference, them forcing Venom into the mix. And it was a thing to where do directors doing high budgeted comic book movies and doing sequels, is there a fatigue? And this is right here proving that it is a fatigue. Because John Watts did not take a break after doing a Spider-Man film. He continued to do another one and then another one. And so I was surprised, but also thinking, okay, this would be cool. But I think it's for the best that that he steps away. I think this is an opportunity for somebody new or lesser known that Kevin Feige will pull to come in, because I don't think he's going to get a high profile director. As we've seen, like with James Gunn, he was known, but once he did Guardians, people knew his name. Like Kevin Feige, like built him up because James proved himself with the storytelling he was doing, but then he was given this high budgeted film. Kevin Feige had the faith in him, and I feel like it's going to happen again for Fantastic Four. I feel like it's going to be somebody that's lesser known. He's going to bring in. What did you think about this news? Because I definitely was quite surprised.
Well, I was surprised. I was definitely surprised, and I was sad and a little hurt because I think he is a good director. I like him, but at the same time, I have to admit that it felt like something was up, something was not happening behind the scene, and I felt that it was just a matter of time that we would hear something not as not something positive about Fantastic Four. And for me, it's like I'd rather that they just take their time. And I don't think we're in a rush trying to get Fantastic Four. And let's see how many times I can say that without saying Fantastic Beasts instead of Fantastic Four. So just bear with me. But yeah, I think that I think it's the thing that with the MCU that I do like that sometimes that they have a lot of great directors they work with, but sometimes it feels a little repeaty. Like I don't like that it's always sometimes like the same that they always keep bring back, because I think that like someone like the Russo brothers, like to completely understand why it was essential for them to continue the Avengers franchise. And thank God, because we don't we didn't want the other guy because he piece of garbage. But I will say this, that I think that this will open up an opportunity for someone new, and maybe someone like it would be cool with maybe a woman, or maybe a person of color, or someone that can a different perspective, because we've had a lot of similar directors now for all the Fantastic Four movies, including Fantastic, and we saw how that went. So I'm hoping that they take their time to find the right director, and I'm glad there was no drama, because that's what people always seem to think and like to do on the internet. I think people must have really empty lives to be able to want to manifest these terrible news and terrible background stories for when something happens, just because they need more excitement in their lives. And I'm not just talking about
They
in the
need the
bedroom.
drama. They need the drama. That's what it is. They need that drama. And the thing is, too, I feel like John Watts, he's not going to be gone forever. I feel like he'll eventually come back to Marvel or Sony, whatever.
Yeah, I think that the thing is, like, obviously, like they said in their statements that this was an amicable departure, and that I definitely, and then the thing is, like, that they've worked well together, because otherwise he wouldn't have done two more Spider-Man movies. Like, so obviously it was just that he was just tired. He needed
Mhm.
to do something different. I think when you are a creative artist in this industry, it is important to keep yourself, you know, a little bit, variant. To vary in what the parts you pick and so on. So and I think that's why after Spider-Man 3, I think it was good that um it was good that Sam Raimi went on to do other things, and that dude is successful. He's great, and I think that he, in the end, we got him back with the Marvel Universe for Doctor Strange too. So but yeah, I think that this is, I think the reason why it was so dramatic is because of everything else that's been happening today. So like this was kind of like another, like it's like the DJ Khaled meme, like another one, another one, another one, another one. So yeah, but okay, guys, I know you guys are going off in the chat, so
They're going off. Yeah.
So we've been waiting for quite a while now to find out if Legends Tomorrow and Batwoman, if they would be brought back for another season or not. And sadly, this was, even though it's not Friday the 13th, it feels like it's Friday the 13th, because today, shit went to hell. And for all of us, because Batwoman season 4 will not be happening. Sadly, this was the first thing to come out today, as Caroline Dries, who is the showrunner of Batwoman, broke the news that just got the sad news that Batwoman will not be seeing in season 4. I am bummed, but full of gratitude. What an honor to make 51 episodes. So many inspiring, brilliant people contributed to the series. Thank you, producers, cast, and crew. Thank you, fans. We love you, Caroline Dries. And multiple cast members have already started coming out and to say, thank the fans, and thank everyone who worked so hard on the show, the writers, and it's been an emotional Twitter fest so far. And
That's a way to say it.
I mean, for me, I know that because I think Batman season being really found its drive. I think this was the best season they had, and I feel like after all the Ruby nonsense, whatever, and so on, that I just Javisha finally, like, she got a whole season now to finally, like, just really let Ryan Wilder be the drive of the show, because I feel like season 2 was essentially her season 1. So but it's sad. Thankfully, they didn't end on any major cliffhangers besides the one little tease of a new villain. But instead of looking at it as an unresolved cliffhanger, think of it as Batwoman will still be out there. She will still be there, out there, protecting Gotham City and fighting crime and protecting people from evil. So it kind of reminds me a little bit about one of those Justice League Unlimited finales, where, like, when the villains break out, they get they get to run away again, and then all the heroes go after them. We know that in the end, we may not see these stories continue anymore, but we know that they are always going to continue doing what they do best: protect the world, fight crime, and stop
Mhm.
evil, and so on. And how are you feeling about Batwoman's cancellation?
Well, I'm not caught up, unfortunately. I got within season 2, episode 12, 13, 14, somewhere around there. It's on my HBO Max. I know if I click on it, it'll tell me what my last episode was. But yeah, I had heard the same thing. The season 3, it really got its stride. Like and your whole point about Javicia's season 2, it was like her season 1. So even though it was season 2 of the show, it realistically, even though it wasn't a reboot, because obviously we're still continuing the storylines from season 1 of Batwoman, in a sense, it felt like a soft reboot with the brand new character. We're not recasting Kate Kane and all that. And well, later they did, but like it wasn't like they're just going to replace Ruby and then just continue as if nothing had happened. It's interesting because I've been hearing from so many people, and I'm surprised because I'm like, okay, well, yeah, maybe eventually I'll get checking out. The season 3 was the best season of the show overall, and so hearing that, I'm quite surprised. But at the same time, I'm wondering. And the next story we'll be talking about revolving around another show, which I'll be calm, is the fact that I wonder if this is a bigger situation than just these shows are just not returning. I wonder if there's something more at play here in terms of CW being sold. I don't know. I'm not saying that's the reason why these shows were not returning. I'm just wondering if there's more at play here than just the shows weren't doing that well. Because I'm wondering how they did streaming wise. Because you can see live viewers and all that kind of stuff, and then after the fact, the 7 days or whatever. But I'm wondering how it did on streaming, how these shows did, and if there's more of something going on behind the scenes. I don't know. But it's sad because these people lost their jobs. It's unfortunate.
Yeah. And then just not that long, just like barely 30 minutes ago, it was announced also that Letters Tomorrow season 8 is not a go either. The showrunner, Keto Shimizu, I think that's how you say her name. She lovely person, but I've always been really bad at saying her name. But she tweeted out the news similar to Caroline Reese and saying that, well, folks, it's been an incredible run. However, the CW has let us know that there will be no season 8 of tomorrow. We are heartbroken, but also immensely grateful for the amazing work our cast and crew and writers contributed to the little show that could. Thank you to our fans. Your love and passion for our strange brand of misfits has made every break, every script, every daily, every cut, and every mix worth all the hard work. We see you, we love you, and you will always have a place on the way, writer. And yeah, right now Twitter is it is an explosion of feels, and I completely understand that. And I'm gonna make something abundantly clear right now. No matter if you like the shows or if you love the shows, this is not the time. There's never no time to be mean or to be hostile, to be a douchebag about shows getting canceled, because even if you didn't like the shows, even if you had issues with the show, there were people who liked certain shows and it meant something for them. So to go, like Twitter is like, I don't even want to look at Twitter, but I have to do it because of my job. And seeing people just like so petty and so like it's so funny to me, like that these shows were so like that people had so much problems with these kind of shows and so on. Like how did they bother their lives? I mean, besides the fact that most of those people who probably complain have small dicks, live in their mother's basement, that have nothing better to do with their lives, that hasn't touched grass in like 10 years. What is like, how much does these shows really bother you? Is it because it doesn't fit your typical narrative that you're used to? It doesn't fit within your comfortable bubble of whiteness, straightness, and dudeness? I'm sorry, because all us who are not white or straight, we've been out here for quite a while. So just shut your trap hole. I'm sad. I definitely had issues. I had issues with the show, but these were great actors. These were wonderful characters, great people who ran the show, and I felt at least they could find something to do to kind of at least wrap up these stories. And so what did he do? Like maybe like a digital comic to kind of just wrap things up or whatever? Because I feel like something like I at least always imagined, like in a possible world that they could have at least gone like a 2-hour like little special TV movie or something, kind of just to, because that cliffhanger that Legends ended on you don't need a whole season to wrap it up, because I feel like so many of the previous episodes kind of set the stage for where these characters going to go when their time on the Wayrider is over. So, but it's sad, but 7 years is still a great long run. So there you have it. Jordan, we behave.
Thank you for saying that he's describing me.
No, but here's the thing. Here's what's different with someone like Jordan, and then the man babies crying out there and complaining and shitting on anything that is not white, straight, and dude. Jordan is an actual human being with a brain who realizes that, hey, the people with my skin color is not the only one to exist in this world. I need to actually think about the fact that society is very layered. Just saying. And he doesn't go on his channel and make these rant videos or complain about SJW or wokeness and so on. No, he reacts to these shows as a healthy human being.
I am tired of this woke trash.
He says with a Persian co-host that he invited to become part of his
tired
channel.
of woke trash nonsense. Get it off my TV. Okay, so let's
go for it. What like do you have any positive words tonight? Because right now there's a lot people are in pain,
Yes.
and I'm sure there's been maybe something here that you enjoyed about Legends over the years, or at least from you had seen. So
okay. I'm trying to be on my best behavior here. Okay, so number one, I really enjoyed the concept of Legends. The first season, I think overall could have been better, but I liked the fact that we're bringing these characters together. Holiday of time traveling. Over time, I lost interest, but my whole thing was this: I would shit on the show, live streams. I'd shit on the show, but at the end of the day, these people had jobs, and they were working, and they're making a product, and it seemed like they were enjoying making said product. There's definitely a fan base for this show, and like people were saying, Twitter is a cesspool for anything. So of course, with this, there's a positive and negatives with Batwoman and Legends being canceled. I mean, perfect example. I'll give you one perfect example. I know people don't like the app TikTok. I make TikToks. I did a quick little video when Batwoman got canceled, and I got a lot of people commenting saying thank God, and that's just like, okay, that's what's gonna happen. But the thing is that it ended on a cliffhanger with Booster Gold in season 7 of Legends. So someone had commented saying they should have at least gave them 10 episodes, like an abridged season 8, like Arrow, to wrap up said storyline. And that's kind of my bigger problem with Netflix and the CW, is that even though Batwoman didn't end on too much of a cliffhanger except for teasing apparently a villain, which I don't know, okay, it's the fact that Legends had a major cliffhanger, and it's like, at least let them end on their own terms. Like, I get it if you don't want to give them a full season, and Legends is very expensive to make, give them those 10 episodes to wrap up the storyline, whatever they're doing. You don't have to give them the full 15 or whatever episodes. Or do like a 2-hour special. I don't know. You could have done something to make it to where it's not being just shut down. Because people have been pointing out in the comics, and I kept thinking about, like, they're actually right. Legends and Batwoman are the first 2 Arrowverse shows to be canceled. Arrow ended on their own terms. No. Supergirl, Black Lightning ended on their own terms.
Well, so actually, Black Lightning was canceled.
Well, they got a 4th and final season.
No, but here's the thing. They had already started shooting season 4, and then in the middle of it, that's when CW announced that they were getting canceled. So,
well, then people got the information wrong. But
yeah, but it's also because they don't think Black Lightning is the Arrowverse, and also because they do not like black people.
Well, it is in the Arrowverse because it was multiverse. But the thing is that at the end of the day, these people lost their jobs. If you're happy that the show ended, that's on you. For me, I have my own thoughts, but I'll be professional. But in terms of this, people lost their jobs. They didn't allow them to end on their own terms. I personally would have preferred it if they would have let them in on their own terms versus just letting them just pull the rug out from under them and going, nope, you're done. But it goes to the whole thing about people using that buzzword cancellation. These shows were canceled. They did not end on their own terms. And of course, people use that buzzword all over the place, but it is what it is.
We have a super chat from Naruto 0076. I thank you so much for your super chat. First of all,
thank you.
I think Gotham Knights and Justice League will go straight to series. Deadline said Legends characters could go to other shows. Yeah, I mean that's not confirming that are going to show up on the other show. I mean, but that is true that in theory, any of the other shows can use them. Like that's like how Black Lightning was used on the Flash in Armageddon, and so on. So it's that can happen. Like I think at this point, Gotham Knights is they're filming right now. I think they're almost done. Like they're filming for. I know my buddy Craig is in here. Craig, when does Gotham Knights wrap its pilot? But
Craig just said Justice You ain't happening.
Let's see. I want to see if there was any. Did we have any other super? I'm debating whether or not to even bring this up because this one is a little malicious.
I saw it. Thank you, Aiden, for the super chat. We're not going to pull it up. Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll definitely talk more about this stuff in the Q&A portion, guys.
I think next week. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's because the pilot usually gets a few extra weeks to film, and so but I think at this point, like they are a safe bet to happen. What happened?
Got 2 more super chats just came in. Thank you.
There we
I
go.
wasn't into the shows, but canceling is wrong. Yep, we agree. I mean, it's better if you allow them to in on their own terms, or at least give them more time. If you really thought Batwoman, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they thought Batwoman season 4 was going to happen. I don't know.
This what's so confusing to me is that I know someone I talked to someone a couple of weeks ago and like, but what was the point of even doing these like freaking comics then if they're not going to bring them back? Here's the thing: the Earth Prime comic was approved a long time ago, and so and this was like them because we had to remember the CW sale thing got announced in January. Earth Prime was likely something they'd already like prepped and planned for as early as late last fall. So it sucks. It sucks that it has resulted that while now that Batwoman's getting more involved with the Arrowverse and and I think the Legends issue is coming up next. It's disappointing, but it's just sadly like the comic was never really navigating whether or not they had another season or not. So it's because Stargirl hasn't even come back yet, and Stargirl that's like issue 4 or 5 basically. So it
got one more saying his theory is that the Warner Bros. Discovery cutting script content is a huge part of this. It's
he's talking about TNT and that TBS thing that came out a couple of weeks ago.
This might not be a bad theory because I did theorize during the Batwoman segment, Cody, that there might be more going on to this than just CW canceling. This might be above them. I don't know. Or maybe they just cut the contract between CW. I don't know if they could do that, but I don't know. I mean, it's Warner Bros. Discovery. I don't know what power David Zaslav has now. He has all the power.
All the power. There's going to be so many changes. Some of it we will love, some of it we will hate, some of them will be like the fuckers now.
I mean, I'm not confirming this, but guys, this might be our first look at Warner Bros. Discovery making those changes because they cut 2 shows. I don't know. I mean, it could be CW's decision, but you never know. I'm also real quick before we jump in because we have to do CinemaCon stuff. We do have to get to that, but we have Mr. Deathstorm and Cicada both in here. Thank you guys. We'll get the Q&A. We'll definitely get back to you guys for sure. But we have to jump into next. Let me pull up the first image here. Oh boy. So we got some CinemaCon stuff. We're starting off with Sony Spider-Man news, guys. So first things first, we have Beyond the Spider-Verse, which of course is the 3rd Spider-Verse film, be opening March 29, 2024. Pretty exciting. Obviously not the best image because it was from CinemaCon. Someone took a photo. I do like the color scheme. It's really cool. And we also, of course, across the Spider-Verse will be set in 6 different universes. And I think they said something about 240 characters. Most will be background characters.
But they had to clear up what that meant.
People like lost their minds. Like, what? 240 characters?
Yeah. So Chris Miller came out and said that there are 240 characters like designed and created, but all of them are they're mostly minor characters and background characters and so on. So I think that because I also misunderstood what they were saying.
And so this is really cool news. I like the fact that we got more information about this and the fact that Sony is full steam ahead on animation. However, I don't know what the fuck is happening here, but here we go. For the next Sony Spider-Man universe movie, the studio is developing a movie around El Muerto Muerto? I don't know how to pronounce that. I apologize. I don't know how to pronounce it. El Muerto? I don't know. With actor, wrestler, Latin Grammy winner, and platinum selling record artist Bad Bunny. Don't know who this guy is. Okay. The film will open January 12, 2024. I'm telling you right now, this movie is not happening. But regardless, whatever. Apparently, the Sony wants to do this. So the summary of this is the character El Muerto, a.k.a. Juan Carlos, was a superpowered wrestler who originally fought Spider-Man in a charity wrestling match in which he nearly unmasks. Okay. So first, I want to get to this first. We're going to get to this news first. I don't know what the fuck Sony's thinking. This character's only appeared twice in the comics. They have a ton of other characters they could get to, but no. I don't know what's happening here. And then I was telling Andy this on the phone, and I'll say it here. They decided instead of going to an actual actor, they're going with a guy who's a big artist, and a lot of people apparently know him. I've never heard of him. And they think this is going to be a good idea. This is not a good idea. This is going to crash and burn. They thought, and it should have, they thought Morbius was going to work, and you saw what happened there. This movie is not going to do well. I'm beyond confused on the thinking of this because literally we have this. We have Across the Spider-Verse, and then we have Beyond the Spider-Verse for the animation side. And someone posted this on Twitter, and I can't take credit because someone on Twitter said this. Sony live action doesn't know what the hell they're doing in terms of like a plan. Animation, they got it locked down. They have faith that Spider-Man Miles Morales animation is going to work because that first film delivered. It's one of the best Spider-Man movies ever made. And now we have Across the Spider-Verse coming soon, and then we have Beyond the Spider-Verse coming. And I believe Across the Spider-Verse Part 1 and Part 2, they flipped it to the third movie being Beyond the Spider-Verse, I believe, right? Is that what happened?
I think it was called Part 1, Part 2.
Yeah, and then they switched it to being Across and now Beyond.
No, it was all. No, I think the thing was they were all. I think this was always like
the plan.
Like this was always the plan. But I think they wanted to kind of like wait till the next big event to kind of throw some people off because now like everyone is talking like what does it mean? Like what does it mean that it's Beyond the Spider-Verse? Like are they gonna
Yeah.
Could Miles end up in a universe where he suddenly looks like a live action person? I don't know. But like they did, but like, yeah, this was always a plan, like because they already had set the schedule, for us and all that, and so it was yeah. I think it's a cool title though. I think it's a great title.
Oh yeah, I think it's a great title too. It's like the idea of Into the Spider-Verse, your introduction. Across the Spider-Verse, you're going all around different throughout the multiverse, and now Beyond. They could do anything with that because like who knows what that means. And your whole idea of going to live action, that's not out of the realm of possibility. Because what if within the multiverse or the Spider-Verse there is a live action world? Maybe that gets teased in across the Spider-Verse, and then we get to really dive into it in Beyond, where we actually have a live action Miles. That would be kind of crazy. But yeah, I think it's interesting. Interesting news from Sony. Some good, some bad. What the hell, Sony? What are you doing?
Yeah, I think that like the only reason they're doing this El Muerto movie is I feel like that Bad Bunny is someone that is just he's someone that is very popular, and I think that it's more about getting him in a movie than it is about expanding the Spider-Man universe. So yeah. I just feel like it would have been so much better if they had just. I don't know if they had put it on like I don't know. I don't think Sony has
they don't have a streaming service.
They don't have so like this is just I mean do it on the small budget and maybe we'll make a couple million or something. It'll be fine. But I just for me I'm like what is this?
Pretty much.
But so some exciting Spider-Man news and some hella confusing Spider-Man news, like watching Sony trying to figure out their Spider-Verse, Spider-Man ideas. It's like watching someone exploring their sexuality in college, but like they are still sticking behind in college and still experimenting and so on. And but they're not finding any answers. Like, do I
Yeah.
like guys? Do I like girls? Do I like both? Am I asexual? Am I pansexual? What am I? And with Sony, just like, we don't know. But let's move on to Warner Brothers, because y'all, they brought their A stuff, and so we're gonna, there's gonna be four. I'm gonna try and condense it in as well as I can. But first of all, we had Aquaman 2, aka Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, and while there wasn't a lot of footage shown from the film, it did briefly tease Black Manta's villain origin, continuing from the first film. The teaser opened up with Black Manta on a brand new ship, and it appears that some dark energy is taking him over as he's racing towards his revenge quest against Arthur Curry. And the CinemaCon footage also presented Momoa wearing the classic Aquaman orange costume in every shot. It ends with the superhero fighting a large but unfinished CGI creature. We will see who that is.
Ooh.
What are your knee-jerk reactions from that?
Sounds interesting. I like the fact that Black Manta is finally getting full focus, because I feel like Black Manta should have had more attention in the first movie. He was kind of short-lined, sidelined a little bit, sidelined. I'm interested to see what they do with Aquaman. I feel like the first film definitely was fun, and it was over the top. James Wan just went crazy with it, and yeah, I'm hopeful for it.
Yeah, I love the first Aquaman movie. I love the world they created with James Wan and Jason Momoa, and I'm excited to see more Black Manta. He's one of my favorite villains, and so I think it's they obviously were setting him up in the first one, and I'm glad to see that they're not like he's really going to take the center stage now as the big bad, and so I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I wonder what this unfinished CGI creature is, and this Lost Kingdom, like, because I've never really read a lot of Aquaman comics, so like I actually don't know like what other kingdoms they actually do explore besides Atlantis. So it's interesting where they could go with that. So, but it's gonna be fun to see what happens. Then we had the Flash movie that showed up some new footage, and there's descriptions to all of these footages in the video description below, guys. So if you want to go read and see what they showed, you can do that. Also support me at the same time. So the description that we got, because we had Screen Rant present at CinemaCon, is that time is a pattern in the footage with multiple shots of Barry waiting in line. Barry ends up running back in time to see his mother Nora Allen be killed. Keaton's Batman at one point saying, "You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts," with a smile on his face. With the quote being from the original Batman '89 movie, he does this while being in his Batman costume without his cowl. As expected, Bruce has gray hair, making it clear this is an older Caped Crusader. Michael Shannon Zod also makes a quick appearance while giving a first look at Sasha Kaje's Supergirl. The footage also reveals Keaton's Batman riding a bat cycle while a car fires over him in slow motion. There's also a shot at Keaton's multiple bat suits in Wayne Manor, all being variations of the '89 costume. So, in case you missed it, this Rich is bitch, so he can make things. What do you think? What do you think about what being teased here?
Without getting into specifics, because we're talking about the Flash movie, they apparently made it to where it's more Batman-esque from the footage. And I think it's interesting that they're really focusing on, of course, Michael Keaton. You got to make sense, and the whole idea of bringing back that classic line, you want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. And he's in his suit. I'm really curious about the shot of the different bat suits. That's interesting. Okay, so what are they going to pull in terms of what suits has he previously worn? And I don't know, is there going to be other hints of because I think there's a mural of a Robin in the Batgirl movie. So are they going to hint that maybe that Keaton had a Robin? I know in the comics, the continuation 1989 that's currently out right now, there's a Robin, but are they going to hint at that? Or are they going to say this is another Robin? I don't know. I'm curious about just in general, how much are we going to dive into the history, or are we going to wait till another project down the road to dive into Keaton's Batman's history of things we haven't seen with the new timeline or whatever? I don't know. It's interesting, but it's exciting because the movie should be bonkers as crap. It's basically a Flashpoint movie. It's pretty much what it is, but it's a multiversal travel film as well. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they pull it off, because they're using this film as a way to kind of make some changes in a sense, and hopefully not too much. But yeah, I'm excited for it.
What do you think of? I mean, even though we didn't get a description of what Supergirl was doing, but like, what are you thinking about Sasha's Supergirl at this point?
I'm excited to see what she brings to the table, because we've seen Melissa for years. So I'm hopeful that it's going to be obviously somewhat different. I mean, I'm not expecting her to be a completely different character to where it's like, oh, this is not Kara. But I'm curious to see like what approach they take with, and what Earth she's from. That's the most interesting. Like, what Earth is she from? Is she,
Do you like her costume?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's very reminiscent to Cavill, but I'm wondering, because I bet that there's a rumor. There's always rumors with these movies. There's rumor that she's from Keaton's Earth. I don't know if that's true, but it would be interesting if that's the case or not. Where is she from? So, but yeah, I'm excited to see what they. I'm excited. I'm wondering if they're going to show this trailer to the public at some point, or are they going to?
It will be like whatever next trailer we get will be something that is like very, very different from it, and because but like this exact trailer will not be shown, but I'm sure like bits and pieces from this footage reel, like it will obviously be in the next trailers and so on. And no, before people start asking in the comment, I do not know when the next trailer is coming. That is one of the few things about this damn movie I do not know, but I would assume something maybe in the summer, or maybe for DC Fandom if they're doing in October again, because that will be at least less than a year away from when the movie's opening in theater, because The Flash did get pushed back till June 23rd next year. And I think it's also very, very exciting. They're showing, some of the newer bits of what this movie is going to do. Listen, Keaton's Batman, like, grew up on him, love him. I'm loving the comic. Still have a few issues I have to catch up on, but I enjoy that they're expanding upon his world. Like, the fact there are going to be multiple bat suits, and that's great. Because it's going to really indicate that he's been around. Like, this is a Batman who's been around for 20 plus years now. So he has been through some shit. Michael Shannon Zod, he's one of the best parts of Man of Steel, so I'm happy he's back. And Supergirl, yeah, I mean, listen, I think Sasha's gonna be a great. She's gonna be a great girl Steel. So, but I'm hoping that the next things we get with the Flash movie is at least more things of, like, I want to know more about Iris. I want to know, like, what is this Iris like? What is she up to in this world? Like, I want to get a little glimpse of the new Henry Allen, because we couldn't get the other one back because he was busy filming a damn show. Now I was literally heartbroken that this is what they did, but I'm like, it's fine.
Thank you for the super chat. The Flash movie was announced the same week as the Flash show.
It was the second week after episode 2 had aired, because I still have PTSD from that night, because we had literally finished we hit the stop button on recording for the Flash podcast episode 2 of season 1, and then suddenly my phone blows up, and I'm like, are you actually fucking kidding me? And then they did this with Superman and Lois too. Like 3 days after the show premiere, they announced that they're doing a Superman reboot, and I'm just like, come on, y'all! Can't you let these TV people just have like at least like a month of like thunder and spotlight? It's just
that's they should have done, yeah.
But this sounds exciting. But moving on to one of the films coming this fall is Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods, and the footage included exactly like Shazam in Paris at a restaurant with Wonder Woman having dinner with him. Ooh, see, Trevor, I don't know him. The hero tells Wonder Woman that he cannot commit, and she begins to walk up, and suddenly stops. When she turns around, it's not Gal Gadot, but instead it's Merlin, who warns Shazam in a dream that the Daughters of Atlas is coming for him. The footage also shows a giant dragon landing near them. Shazam says to Helen Mirren, "Lady, I've seen all the Fast and Furious movies, and it's all about one thing: family." Nothing happens. So Shazam says, "Family," again, and the kids all land one by one behind Mirren. This sounds hilarious as fuck, and I'm excited for it.
Of course.
What do you think?
I like the Wonder Woman bit, and I think it's gonna be interesting to see the gods showing up. And the thing is too, I think the director, he openly admitted that there is no explanation of why the Flash family has new suits. It's just they do. Or it's Shazam family, not Flash family. Shazam family. Like there is no explanation of it. It's just, oh, okay, they got new suits now. The first film was really fun. I was actually surprised that the marketing Shazam 1 hid a lot of the dark stuff in it, in terms of the darker moments, which I get it because it's marketing, but I'm hopeful for Shazam Fear of the Gods because I really enjoyed Shazam. So I'm hopeful that this movie is going to deliver. And yeah, I'm just excited for the movie. I'm excited to see how they because apparently it feels bigger. From like the first people like, oh, this feels like they're going bigger this time, which is perfectly fine. As long as it doesn't lose that charm that the first movie had, because it was just it's a weird scenario having a kid turn into an adult as a superhero. Like the whole concept is kind of strange, but I'm hopeful that it just doesn't they just don't lose what made the first film work so well. I don't think they will, but we'll see.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the first one. I mean, it is funny that when you talk about the marketing, because it's like they obviously didn't show the darker stuff because everyone just kept, I mean, we remember the days of Man of Steel BBS. Everyone and their mother kept bitching about it. It's too dark. We can't deal with this. So Warner Brothers, try to MC it up and so on. But I'm still glad that they actually had some gore to it, because David Sandberg, he did horror stuff before that, so I appreciate it. But yeah, this sounds very exciting. I'm excited to see the Daughters of Atlas. It's gonna be fun to see like a trio of villains. And I'm also just interested to see if there's some setup for Black Adam, because I mean, we know at some point these two are gonna fucking duke it out. It's I mean, it's still gonna be funny as hell to see, like, listen, I mean, I know Zachary Levi is tall and he's bulked up and so, but it's like no one can be The Rock size. Like, I've never seen like one person in any photo actually be like taller than him. So it's just, I just think it's funny. But speaking of Black Adam, let's go to Black Adam, because there was some footage shown there as well. And what we get is that the ship flies over ice as Adam is put in stasis. There are shots of him as a slave before being reborn as a god. Adam says, I kneel before no one. Dr. Fate says, I've seen the future. Either you, Black Adam, will destroy this world, or be its savior. The footage cuts to Adam walking through a desert, and someone shoots a rocket at him. He catches the rocket and explodes. He survives, but looks pissed as electricity crackles around him. The footage also includes shots of the JSA in action. Adam Smasher is in his giant form and runs down the street. The Hawkman shot from the original trailer is shown. Cyclone is seen inside a ship before cutting to more quick shots. Someone says, heroes don't kill people, while Adam replies, well, I do. And then he punches the guy so hard, the person flies high into the air, disappears, and dies. I am so fucking ready for Black Adam. What are your feels?
I think it's just so crazy that this movie actually exists, because literally it's been rumored for years that The Rock, not rumored, but he's been cast for years as Black Adam. And the fact is too, it's like they've been trying for so long to get this movie going, and the fact that they actually have it shot, I think they're going into reshoots actually, I think soon. But I mean, it's crazy that this movie is actually happening, because people at a point were like, it's never going to happen because they cast The Rock, but is the movie actually going to get made? The footage sounds great. I think the footage we've already seen looks great, from the Black Adam quick footage, and then that bad timing trailer where literally it shows all the movies coming out in 2022 for DC World, The World Needs Heroes or whatever, and literally all that mayhem happened. And so,
and this is how we still feel about it.
Fuck! What the fuck? God damn it! All the movement and shit. But the idea of like it being darker, it kind of makes sense. Black Adam's, he's not a hero. It's not him. And so it makes sense. I feel like The Rock, he doesn't want to hold back. He finally gets to play the character. He's finally getting the movie made, because for all these years he's been trying to get it made. So now that it's finally here, he's not going to hold back. So I'm all for it.
I am too. And then, I mean, water is wet, Twitter be toxic as fuck, and the sun is hot, and the Batman 2 is a fucking thing. It's happening. The Batman 2 is officially being greenlighted by Warner Brothers, as Matt Reeves is confirmed to write and direct the sequel after the first installment, which made over $750 million at the box office, and is now streaming on HBO Max, and its upcoming 4K and Blu-ray and DVD release is set for May 24th. And yeah, that's all we know, despite many websites putting in their titles, here's every confirmed detail about the Batman, even though all it was fucking confirmed was that he's directing it and he's writing it again, and that Rob has his back, aka water is wet, the sun is hot, and you fucking suck when you do things like that. So, Jordan, how are you feeling about the Batman 2? Are you what, is it because this was obvious? What do you want in Batman 2? What do you want to see in the Batman 2?
I'm giving it a round of applause.
Why are you giving it? I don't understand what is happening right now.
Round of applause. Circle. Round of applause. You don't get it?
It's been a long day.
Trash nonsense. Okay.
Okay.
I'm not clap dancing. That's round of applause. People get that.
Okay.
Anyways, so number one, the worst kept secret in Hollywood. Number two, I feel like he's gonna surprise us. I feel like the whole idea of talking about Mr. Freeze and then of course releasing that Joker clip, I feel like he's gonna misdirect us. He's going to do he's going to cover stuff that we're thinking he's gonna go this direction. He's gonna go this direction. He's not gonna follow what we all suspect. I don't think Victor Freeze is gonna show up in Batman 2. I could be wrong. It could be the main villain, but I would like to think that he's going to surprise us in terms of who he has in the film, and I feel like he's going to probably connect the Penguin story from the Penguin series into Batman 2 in terms of having Penguin return in Batman 2 and then having whatever story that we saw gets carried over. But what's going to be most interesting is after that second film, what more stuff are they going to do in this universe? Because the first film was successful, and of course we have the Penguin series, but like after that point, it's like there's so many things they could do with this universe. And the question is this: are they going to introduce other heroes that are within the world of this Earth? Not saying Superman, because that's the clear choice, but is there a Green Arrow? Is there a Flash? Do these characters exist? Probably not, because the way at least it comes across, in terms of the first movie, you would think that'd be discussed in Gotham at some point. I said, oh yeah, there's a guy that's running around Central City, like, so far away. You would think that would be like discussed, like, oh yeah, there's a thing called metas. So I feel like it probably doesn't exist, but you never know. They could introduce Green Arrow that's in Star City. They could do something like that. I don't know. I'm not saying they would. I'm just saying it's possible. I'm just wondering how far does it go in terms of expanding this world?
I think that when it comes to metahumans and superpowers and so on in the Batman universe, I think there still definitely can be, but I think it's just that like they don't have to talk about all of it all the time. And also because like there was this roaming terrorist running around Gotham City, living riddles around and fucking with people and so on. So yeah, I think that I think there's definitely heroes out there. I think it'll be a shame to do like another like Dark Knight kind of universe setting. I love the Dark Knight trilogy, but it's like we've already done that. We've already done this whole like to ground the universe with no superpowers and so on. Like because I would love to see Robin Pattinson's Batman like fight someone like Clayface, and you can't do that if you're in a grounded universe. So I'm honestly the only thing I really want, like what's really on my mind right now comes to the Batman franchise. I want to see the Court of Owls, and I want to see them do that really well. And like honestly, like if I could do a HBO Max show, that's what I would pitch them. Like like something kind of like maybe almost as like after the Batman 2, you can do Court of Owls and to kind of like explain and flesh out their mythology a little. So, but no, this is exciting. Like again, water is wet, sun is the hot. Twitter be toxic, and so it's obvious. It was obvious that it was going to happen, but it's it is what it is, and we will find out probably sooner or later rather than sooner when it's gonna be coming out in theaters. But yeah, let them. I'm excited for them to just take their time and see what happens. Now let's wrap it up with some Marvel stuff before we get to Q&A. So hit us.
Marvel Studios. Look at that boy right there. That's Kevin Feige. Kevin Feige right there. Kevin Feige. So he
Thank
came
God.
out.
I was about to like smash my head into a wall. I'm like, please don't tell me Jordan is another one who doesn't know how to say his name.
Kevin Feige. So Kevin Feige came out, and he had just left, and he was gonna be returning to the MCU retreat, where they go for their, not like an annual thing, but they do it every few years to plan out ahead. And they're now planning out the next 10 years of Marvel. Now, before, when this would occur, this would be Marvel films. Now we have Marvel films and Disney Plus series that he is out there with the rest of Marvel Studios in terms of the higher ups, planning out what is going to be coming in the next 10 years. What characters are going to be appearing, what shows, what movies are going to be developed. And the running theory now is that this is that they're planning up to the next Avengers major event is these next 10 years, which is not a bad theory. Not a bad theory at all. They showed some footage, including, and I think, I don't know for sure, because apparently there's a scissor reel that showed different things, and there's contradicting points. People are saying that they did show Wakanda Forever Black Panther footage with a quick shot of Shuri Okoye and Nakia, but people saying that this from Black Panther 1. I don't know. We weren't there. Not really for sure. But what is confirmed is that they did show the first 20 minutes of Doctor Strange 2, which obviously comes out next week-ish for some people. If you live overseas, I don't live overseas. I live in the United States. Some people are getting it earlier. I'm getting it next Thursday. I'll be seeing it next Thursday. But yeah, I mean, I honestly thought Marvel's going to have more of a presence at the Disney panel, but they really didn't. But in terms of the Doctor Strange footage, people are saying it sounds awesome, and they can't wait to. Obviously, I think everyone's pretty much just waiting for the movie. So I think the world premiere is Monday. I think so. It's pretty close. It's getting close.
Yeah, let's see if Variety spoils that one too.
Oh God.
What can we say? I mean, it's fun that they're planning for the next 10 years. I like Feige's strategy. I am still not sure how I feel about Black Panther 2. For me, I'm still I haven't really. We will never really get over it, but it's like, going to this film without Chadwick is just really strange to me, and I'm hoping for, I trust Ryan Coogler, I trust Kevin Feige, and I just, I'm hoping that they're going to treat this story, the sequel, with as much respect and care as possible, because this is, I don't know, it's T'Challa's Black Panther. He's my Black Panther. And Chadwick is my Black Panther. So you're just not having him anymore. It's strange. So I don't know.
I'm just hopeful they give us something good, and I feel like they will, because they were, like they had a tall order, a big task with trying to make this movie. So I'm hopeful that it's going to deliver. We'll see, because the main question is, like, there's all these rumors of who's going to be the next Black Panther. I don't know. We'll see. And I feel like the reason why it's been so tight-lipped about it, in terms of like just hardly any rumors coming out about it, except for one major one that don't know if it's true, but I like the fact that they're trying to keep it as close to the vest as possible in terms of not trying to get things leaked out there or spoiled. Because everyone's going to be looking to see, what is this? Like, it is the continuation of the Black Panther franchise, but also you don't have Chadwick, you don't have T'Challa there, so it's hard to judge it when we don't know. We have no idea.
And that's why I haven't really said anything about it, because again, I'm like, there's so little to know right now about it. So, I think in the end that, it's, when we get that film, we will get it, and we will see what happens. But I am just still, I'm a little scared. I'm just a little scared for how things are going to, but listen, I'm sure Marvel's going to treat it with care and respect, and I guess again, at the end of the day, all I care for, the perspective that means the most for me is Ryan Coogler's involvement. He is shepherding this franchise. So if whatever he's doing, I trust him and I believe in him, and I think it's gonna be all good. All right, let's just get to Q&A before I start crying, because now it's been a very emotional day. So yeah,
let's play the Q&A song. Okay, here we go. Click Q&A. Ask us questions or we'll fucking leave. That's the Q&A song. I just wrote it, guys. Give me money. Throw me hundreds of thousands of dollars. I just wrote that.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Welcome to the Q&A portion, guys. Let me actually pull up the banner. Oh, what are the likes? What are the likes at right now? What are the likes?
This is the big show tonight. We have 41 likes.
Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna set a goal tonight, guys. The goal is 50 likes on the stream tonight. Let's get to 50 likes on the stream. 50. If we can get to 50, guys, we'll do the endless multiverse dance. Sure. That'll be our thing.
Let's scroll to the beginning of the chat. There's a lot of Legends and Batwoman talk. Yeah. Naru, you bring a good point. We won't hear about Stargirl until after season 3. Yeah, it's either after season 3 or it could be towards the end of season 3. Mm-hmm. But we will see.
Yeah, definitely not right now. I mean, I think it'd be too early if they were to make an announcement, because we don't know how season 3 is going to do. And I'm wondering from season 1 to season 2 how much of a difference there was in terms of viewership.
There was definitely a bit different in viewership because I think it probably did better on the CW than it did on DC. But also, and the thing is, Stargirl was streaming, like before HBO Max, there was like HBO Nordic and all of these other HBOs from different different countries, so they would get the next episode of Stargirl like the day after it aired here in the States. So I think it's I'm sure that helps as well. Because it's also very easy to market for teenagers. It has like you can tell it's a superhero show, and it's a little more recognizable than maybe something like no offense but like Legends Tomorrow, like people like I still had people always like, what is Legends, like is that a DC property? I don't like what's the comic about, and there's no comic. There's something they just there's something that's just something they had to create because. Actually, I wonder what they would have called the show if they hadn't gone with Legends Tomorrow. Let's see, what questions do we have? Yeah, there's just there's a lot of people just giving their thoughts about the news, and so it's
Justin makes the point during the Feige segment that they're planning for Secret Wars, which it's not a bad theory. Everyone keeps saying they're doing Secret Wars.
Mr. Fernando says, I think they will get somewhat a big director like they did when Scott Derrickson left Doctor Strange to distract from Watts' leaving and pushing some positive energy. Yeah, I could see them. I mean, John Watts is still. He's still a big director. He directed $1 billion worth Spider-Man franchise.
Here's the difference, and I love you, Fernando. Thank you for being a mod for all these years. But the difference is this: Scott Derrickson left when they had already, of course, announced, and they had a release date at the time for Multiverse Madness. When all this went down, they were pretty much heavily into pre-production, and then this happened. I don't think Fantastic Four was about to start shooting in the next couple months. That movie was still far off. So I feel like Feige's probably going to make Fantastic Four, because Fantastic Four didn't have a release date or even a tentative release year. So I feel like with that, it's going to be to where Fantastic Four is probably not going to come out anytime soon. But I think that's the only.
If Craig, if you're still here, because a couple of years, he and I, we talked about it a few years ago, that Fantastic Four would be something that would be so cool as a TV show. And now that we have HBO Max, I honestly feel like the Fantastic Four would do so well as something that we can let's do 8-10 episodes and really follow these characters and let really develop. Because I think the mistake all these Fantastic Four movies have done previously is that they rush so much into it, because these are huge characters with a lot of concept behind them, and just I never really feel like any of these movies, even the original Fantastic Four movies, got a chance to breathe and really the flesh out this, because this is Marvel's first family. This is the famous family that everyone knows from the Marvel universe. So I would just prefer if like they kind of maybe redevelop it as a show, maybe something like that for Disney Plus, and then you can still have them in the movies. And like we could like, could you imagine a season of like really focusing on Doctor Doom, like setting up Galactus secretly in the same time? Like there's a lot you can do with that.
That was it's a good idea about having a TV show for Fantastic Four instead of the movie, which is going to be 2.5 hours at most.
Probably,
If
yeah.
you give them even just 6 episodes, which is mostly the norm for Disney Plus, is that 6 episodes. But if you at least give them 50 minutes apiece, and you actually, and at least for my perspective, I know you have a major problem with Moon Knight, but in terms of the pacing, how they're telling that story, if they can do that for Fantastic Four in terms of they're not wasting time, because let's be honest, Falcon Winter Soldier, sometimes Loki, Hawkeye, those shows had major parts where they could have pushed the story along quicker. If Fantastic Four does a really good job of setting up the origin of these characters and diving into explaining more of them and establishing them within the MCU, I feel like that's going to be a better approach than doing a film, because I feel like that would just work better, because some characters I feel like work better with longer formatting, because I feel like WandaVision, oh, what happened? Okay, I'll be right back. I don't know what the hell's going on. My point is imagine WandaVision as a movie. That would not have worked. That would not have worked at all. I don't think it would. Yeah, so I don't know if Peyton Reed would like, I mean, like his favorite team or whatever, his favorite Marvel characters are Fantastic Four. He's done 3 Ant-Man movies. He's doing the 3rd one right now. I don't know if he would want to jump into doing Fantastic Four. He might. I don't know if you get that opportunity. Why would you pass it up? But then again, John Watts had it, and then he passed it up. So I don't know. WandaVision movie. Doctor Strange. Well, Doctor Strange 2 is not WandaVision. It's a continuation of WandaVision.
Hi, I'm back.
That was so weird, but okay.
No, I had to just BRB quickly.
Okay. Well, my whole point was like, imagine if WandaVision was a movie. I don't think it would have worked as well.
I don't want a WandaVision. I love that fact it was a TV show that we got to really spend time with.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I thought like the Fantastic Four show would work better. Okay, are we surprised by Batwoman being canceled? I really thought we'd get a season 4. I would have thought that if they were going to end the show, they would give them at least one more season. Because with no announcement after all the episodes aired, that was kind of strange. But
sadly, with the case with so many shows this year, like, you know, Nancy Drew didn't, like, they had to wait like a really long time and so on. So it's just,
they're coming back, right?
They got renewed, yeah. But I think but it's also like there's the CBS politics of it all. Like they have to have a certain amount of CBS shows on the CW every year. So because you know that CBS, that's CBS and CW. They're
well, it's all good. Thank you for being here, Jennifer. Thank you.
Thank you for the super chat.
Sorry that you're stuck in traffic, or you are. Sorry. Oh yeah, it's unfortunate. Who hate everybody's traffic?
Let's see what else people. We had a question here from at the beginning of the show. Quick question regarding Batwoman Legends being canceled. What do you guys thought regarding the future of the Arrowverse? It's definitely dwindling down. I think that again, like there's just so much happening right now behind the scenes that I feel that it's maybe a little too soon to determine. I know some people are already saying, Flash season 9 is going to be it. Like maybe Superman Lois will be screwed through. So like no, like it just means that like next season we're just gonna have fewer DC shows. Like there's we have Flash, we have Superman Lois. Maybe we will have Naomi. We will see. They will probably decide that likely sooner rather than later, and then probably Gotham Knights, and then we will see what happens. But I think that. It's again, I think it's so early to tell because like the merger just happened like at the time of recording 2 weeks ago. So I'm
gonna go out on a limb, and I'm obviously I got no information on this. I feel like the Arrowverse is coming to an end. I'm not saying Superman and Lois is gonna get canceled after season 3 or whatever, because Flash, I feel like it's possible season 9 might be its last season, but it also might not. But I felt like this might be showing that the Arrowverse is coming to an end as we know it. If Because if Flash ends at season 9, Superman Lois continues on as is, okay. But let's say Naomi doesn't get picked up, and let's say that Gotham Knights gets picked up, but it's not connected, it's on another Earth, and it's not going to tie into anything because it's on another Earth, and Flash is not around anymore in terms of the shows being gone. But I feel like just in general, and I have no knowledge of this, I just feel based off the fact that the merger just happened, and the fact that HBO Max is now really coming to it being its own thing and having more content being put on there, they're going to be moving more DC content to HBO Max. I'm not saying they're going to start moving the Arrowverse shows over. I'm just saying they're going to start making shows, DC shows, for HBO Max instead of CW. I feel like that whole thing is done because I feel like they're going to try to sell it. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there'll be an announcement of, Gotham Knights is going to get picked up. Nama's going to get a season 2, and Flash is not going to end at season 9. It's going to get a season 10. So, okay, maybe not right now, but it's coming. It's unfortunate, but we had a long run, guys. We had a long run.
Yeah, and that's what people are not focusing on. They're focusing on, I know, like all the negative of it all, where it's like, here's the thing, like there's always going to be the side that are trash that will always just hate on the Arrowverse because it is diverse, it is open-minded, it is, it has variety of character, whatever, and so on, and also they crap on it because they have certain effects or special, visual, like there's just a lot of petty reasons. But like this is also the same for other people. Like this week I have not seen so many Flash fans freak out in a while because of the whole Deathstorm storyline. But it's also the same for people crap on anytime they do something that has to do with someone like Allegra or Cecile, whatever, and so on, or if the effects look a little wonky than usual. But that's the thing, that this is network television for y'all. Like I want to see you all try and make a TV show, and it's not easy. It's so challenging, but some people will never be happy enough. So let's see how Jennifer has a super chat question. How would you feel if Val Kilmer or George Clooney popped up in The Flash?
I'd be surprised.
I know what they would do. They would do the super cafe thing. They just
Oh, okay.
I think that's a fun little cameo because they're not suit up, but like that would be kind of what I would do.
She says she meant stuck in traffic, but well, I mean, we're sorry traffic sucks, and just thank you for the $1 super chat as well. Thank you, appreciate that, really do.
Because I'm Charlie, could you guys see them putting Starlight on the same as Flash and Superman Lois? Well, then we would have to have another crisis, and I don't want any more crises. I'm done. I'm crisis out.
Charlie, you want Oliver to die again? Is that what you want? Just to get Stargirl? I mean, if that's what you want. Oh my gosh, Jordan figured it out. He figured it out. It's the truth right there.
Let's see what else do we have?
Let's see.
Why, Andy? Your hair? What do you want me to do? I can't tell to stop growing. But maybe I will shave it again one day. Who knows?
Go for it. So, okay, good point here from Badass 9000. I guess the Bruce Wayne Batman disappearance will never be resolved. Yep.
I mean, not on Batwoman. They could do it on another show.
Do it on Flash, guys. Bruce was that background cop character all along. He was always there. Just never knew. I feel like they're just never going to solve that. Plus, why would they? I mean, unless there's like a story reason why they're going to bring, that back up. But I feel like they won't, because I feel like Batwoman's the only one that covered that, except for the crossover event. But I think what I really meant is that I want them to have a crossover already. Oh, I mean, they've been trying to since season 1 of Stargirl to get her over to the Flash. So I feel like that could happen. It's possible. Will Moon Knight get canceled? No, because Moon Knight I don't think is going to get a season 2. So you can't really cancel a show that's only going to be a limited series.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Thank you for the super chat. We're just got a full Blu-ray of the 90s Fantastic Four show.
Damn, I didn't know. I didn't know there was. I didn't know that it was available on Blu-ray. So that's cool.
It's like a bootleg or something. I doubt.
No, I think they remastered. They must have remastered it or something.
Oh, okay. they're not going to announce Disney Plus stuff at CinemaCon, and that's not how you spell CinemaCon. But CinemaCon's for the movies, not Disney Plus.
I'm just
Apparently it's 42 minutes. Apparently it's 42 minutes long. Yeah, which is weird.
I wonder if what's his name? What is his name? Oh my god, why am I blanking? This is so embarrassing. I wonder if Mephisto's going to be in the finale.
Thoughts on the Daredevil reboot in development? I would love it if they were doing it. We'll see. It's rumored he appears in Echo. We'll see. I'm surprised if you're doing an Echo show. Like, I just feel like, okay.
I'm not sure everyone would feel about this, but to differentiate from previous Fantastic Four films, Mole Man should be the main villain, then Doctor Doom for a sequel.
Mole Man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they were setting him up in I think they were setting him up in oh my god, in the Incredible Hulk there was a character that Tim Nelson or something played that was like who is Mole Man in the comics. What was his name? Tim Blake Nelson. He played he was in the that was Fantastic. Never mind. No, Tim Blake Nelson was in the Incredible Hulk, but he played a different character. Never mind. I'm garbage. Oh Lord, who would win, Jordan in a fight? So you're talking about Jordan Ken in our chat, Jordan on screen, and then Jordan on Superman Lois.
Well, whoever wins, they get to say this to Alfred.
Suit me up, Uncle Alfred.
And we get to call him Uncle. Oh, better yet, when one of us beats the other two Jordans, this occurs.
Wow, you have seriously leveled up.
He has nothing. Nothing.
I'm also just tired, guys. I'm like, it's just been again a long day.
Who would win? Daredevil 2003 or Batman Val Kilmer?
I'm a Ben Affleck guy, so I'm gonna root for Ben Affleck.
It's a good question. I don't know. Good question though. I maybe Daredevil. Maybe. Ugh, leveled up. The leader. Oh, the leader.
There you go.
Okay. There's always rumor about the Fantastic Four MCU cast. There's always rumor. Always a rumor.
The ones that people all want to see as Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman is like, how about put a fork in my eye instead?
Wow. Wow. Oh boy. I don't want to click on that.
Click on what?
Just comment.
Well, then we just don't show it. That's all fine. There's a lot of Flash questions. Let's see if there's anything else.
Love Flash.
I'm glad people love Flash, and people are not appreciating why we still have it.
Flash had a good week this week.
Superman and Flash had a really great week, and I think both of those episodes were amazing.
Really emotional too. It's at certain points. I'm like, Jesus Christ, because I was like, where was this emotional crap when Bizarro was alive?
I just don't want, and I'm just so dreading the upcoming hiatus that we're gonna get.
The show's been gone for a month. Comes back this past week. Then comes back again next week, and then it's gone for fucking 3 weeks? 2, 3, something. It's gone for more than 1 week. And I'm like, you have 15 episodes to air. You literally are almost that close to being done. Stop it. Stop the nonsense.
Why is everyone asking me to be bald? This is unbelievable. You guys already
want you bald, man.
I mean, what are you all willing to pay for it?
You want to throw in some super chats?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna.
You want to throw in some super chats, my dudes?
It's confirmed Jenna and Gracie are in the mirror world, and that's why you don't see her anymore. Well, Jenna is well, she's a baby, and they don't want a baby on set because of COVID. Gracie don't have it because what the fuck is her point? I just don't give me season. I don't want season 5 stuff.
We hit over 50 likes. We hit over 50 already.
Craig, wow! Don't show it. Don't show it because we will get
It's gonna join the chat soon. We have 50 likes.
Okay, so that means we have to.
We hit the 50 likes, guys. We gotta get ready. Okay, ready? Okay. When I go 3, 2, 1, go. When I say go, we start it.
Cool.
Doing this, guys. We're doing our dance. It's time for this multiverse dance. Special time. Okay, guys.
Okay.
3, 2,
1, go. Endless multiverse, endless multiverse, endless multiverse, endless multiverse, endless multiverse, endless multiverse. Boy, I cannot with you. I hope y'all like that.
Gracie. Oh wait, okay, guys. Since that happened, we're gonna play Gracie a little earlier tonight. Gracie, what?
Metas killed your parents, Gracie. They all deserve to die.
Don't believe him, Grace.
Don't believe it, Grace. Oh my God, Jordan, in this multiverse. That was not worth.
How about me cackling instead? Well. I mean,
There you go.
there you go. I said what I said.
Daddy likes the likes.
If my vocal cords were not so tired from this week, I would have do some dialogue reading for y'all. But
you know what I thought about today that we haven't actually talked about in quite a bit.
What have we talked about?
Wait, is the image here? Hold on a second. I just thought about this because there's something that we forgot about this little guy right here, Mr. God Digglespeed.
Oh my God,
we forgot about God Digglespeed.
Greg, if you're watching, this is like the only little Photoshop I can actually do. As in, like, that's not Photoshop. It's just poor PNG combo.
I mean, it's the fact that we haven't talked about God Digglespeed in a while.
What is there to talk about? He's not even here anymore.
He should be.
Oh, it's been weird not seeing Diggle around this season on any of the shows.
Yeah, it is. Wait, yeah, because he was on season 7 of The Flash. Yeah, I was like, wait, what? Oh yeah.
Were you the one that? What were you? So were you the one that actually flexing on Oliver's grave? I wasn't invited. But I. If I had been extra on that set just for the funeral, like when they were holding the candles, or whatever, and so on, and like you would probably see me going like this. Like that's probably what would happen.
Wait, talking about Diggle, I feel like this is the perfect time to play this clip because this is the birth of God Digglespeed right here.
I think that you leave a trail of bodies every damn place that you go.
That was the birth of God Digglespeed.
Oliver's okay, Justin. Okay, let's talk a little.
Yeah, why do you hate Oliver so much? What's
okay,
up?
so no, here is the situation. Here's the situation. The situation here is that I have issues with Stephen Amell's Green Arrow. I don't hate him completely, but there are more issues than there are upsides to him, sadly. Like for me, I fell in love with the Green Arrow through Smallville. I started reading a lot of the comic. Green Arrow Year One is one of my all-time favorite comic, and but for me, Oliver is, when I think of Oliver Queen, I think about Green Arrow. I think about Justice League Unlimited. I think about Smallville, and I think about, the other times we've seen just Green Arrow in like animated stuff. Like, and the thing is, he isn't Batman. That's the whole thing. Like, they have proven that he isn't just another Batman wannabe. He's just another rich boy with but the fancy toys. Like, he is political. He is he's a smart ass. He's quippy. He has a dark background, definitely. Like, there's some dark nature in Oliver's history, but Oliver isn't just all that we got from Arrow. And I feel that since the day the show premiered, Batman, Arrow has just tried to be a Batman show. They just couldn't get Batman, or Walmart Batman, as some would call Stevens Oliver. But that's just besides the point. But so like, I don't like. Here's the thing: if I truly hated Oliver, I would not have watched 8 seasons of that show, especially after season 4, when some of you know that during after Laurel's death, I wasn't, I was in a dark space that year, and had things gone that I had planned when I was not feeling well, I would not be sitting here. Jordan and I would never have met, so despite all of that, I still kept watching Arrow, and I love season 5. Season 6 and 7 are fine for what they are. They're not the greatest season, but they're definitely a little bit better than season 4. Because that was like my almost breaking point. But season 8, like, that was the first time in 4 seasons I bought the season 8 Blu-ray. Like, I pre-ordered as quickly as it became available, and for me, I have love and respect for Arrow. There's things I can make fun of, but you can make fun of anything on any TV show, on any movie, or any book series you follow. Like, it's just, and again, if I really hated Oliver, I would not have stuck with Arrow for that long. I would have quit Arrow and just focused on The Flash and the other shows that come. But and the reason I quip on Oliver is just like, this is just what we do here. Jordan has his quips and trades. I have my quips and trades. So but like, I don't honestly have like a major I don't hate Oliver as like a real human being. I actually, thank you, Jake. It's just, again, we're joking about a fictional character. But again, but that doesn't mean that I don't know about the impact he had on this franchise. I know that Oliver is an important player. His legacy has always been important, and I just hope that it kind of clears the air a little bit, because I don't honestly hate him, but but I can understand, like, and listen, here's me. I used to be far worse about my Oliver hatred in previous years. I had people complain to me on the Flash podcast and so on. So but it's just, again, it's just taking a little jab at, a fictional character that, I have issues with him, but also I do love Oliver. I love what Oliver had, what he did for Crisis. I love the relationship he had with Barry. I think that Barry and Oliver were some of the best thing in the Arrowverse. They brought out the best in each other. So I hope that clears the air. But and Justin, it's all good. I know it can come across that way, but like, just don't quickly assume things. Sometimes there is more beneath the surface.
No, and we know why Fake Jake was gone. I know why he was gone. And he's just showed up. He was making calls to CW to cancel both Batwoman and Legends. He was the one who did it.
Oh, now his fault. Now we're gonna blame him. Okay, I see how it is.
He's actually the new sheriff over there at Warner Bros. Discovery. It's what I hear. It's what I hear.
Hey, Define, good to see you. We're having it's been a very emotional stream, but otherwise it's been
a lot going on. A lot.
Exactly, Fake Jake. We created it because we care. And then I wish something that more people would understand, because again, I literally get death threats just because I write opinions on things about fictional characters on TV shows. Well, this is a complication.
I should pull that clip from Zoom says that. Well, this is a complication. I should pull that clip. Thank you for reminding me of that. I agree with this. 100%. And now they're both gone. Unless they come back. Well, no, we'll see. I did not call Batwoman. I did not. Maybe I did.
Yeah, I know. You call Ryan Wilder and we're like, I'm canceling you, because everyone knows their phone number.
Everybody does.
Yeah.
I don't have that kind of power. I don't. I don't. I will say this, and I won't. Andy knows it, but I got an email back. By the way.
And it does what?
I knew I texted you about something. I sent you an image. I'm like, you know who this person is? You're like, yeah. I got an email back from that person.
Yeah,
I'm not,
yeah. That's what I sound like. Yeah.
yeah.
Let me
I'm
scroll
not
up
gonna say
and-
who it is, but
okay.
I got an email back from said individual, and it looks like I might be interviewing them maybe next week, maybe. So we'll see. I'm hopeful for it. But in terms of interviewing Eric Wallace, I don't have that kind of power. And if someone was going to be interviewing him, it'd be Andy over me. Who's more likely to interview Eric Wallace is Andy. And here's the thing: Andy would not allow me to be upon that interview. He would not allow me anywhere near it.
I mean, I wouldn't even let my mother be part of it. So
exactly, because I can't be trusted. Because all I'd be sitting there going is like, "How about that excess and impulse show, huh?" And he'd be like, well, "That sounds awesome. Can't talk about it though." I mean, you could do it, you know.
You do fan fiction really well, like kind of like just like what we all sound like. Justin, I'm not gonna bring up this comment because I don't. There's a word I don't want to be featured on screen. That's a difference though, because like that's a little more disgusting though, because it's like it's making fun of a situation that actually never existed. For Barry and Iris, Joe is Barry's guardian, but they're not actually like son and father or whatever and so on. And I just think in that kind of thing, it's not funny to joke about. Me joke about a character who's dead is like characters die all the time on TV shows. So there you go.
Martin Stein died like that.
This is an interesting question. Hello everyone. I have a question. What did Wong say that was a huge leak? Robin Myers and Burnett, and he said he tweeted by accident. John Campbell got mad.
I don't know.
I have no idea. I honestly don't have no idea.
The interview will not be on a stream. Apologies. Because I also don't want. Here's the thing, guys. If I live streamed this interview, it would just turn into a whole disaster. People would just be going crazy. I can't do that. Oh boy.
What happened?
Storm has leveled up. I agree. He has. He keeps leveling up every time he kills people. He really has. I think it's interesting. He's not Deathstorm. He's Mr. Deathstorm with a suit and tie. He's a very different Deathstorm.
Very elegant.
He goes to work. You know what I'm saying? This is his 9 to 5 job.
9 to 5. Wow.
Jordan.
Oh my god, it's so funny. Like in the book that like they're so calm about it, and then what does freaking Dumbledore do in the movies? Like he's like almost like a oh yeah. Go. I can be Harry.
Harry, did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire?
No, Professor.
Harry, put your name in the Goblet of Fire.
I mean, that's basically it.
Everything. We covered all the news. We broke some breaking news. We had stars and people from shows showing up and congratulating us on Endless Multiverse. It was insane.
Ben Affleck even showed up and spanked me at one point.
Stephen Amell, Grant Gustin, Melissa Benoist, the Trinity was here. We were all partying. It didn't happen. If only. If it did.
Ben Affleck stopped by and spanked me. That was great.
Oh, God.
I mean, if you know, then you know.
Here. Stop it, Jordan. Stop it. God, that line is so bad.
And do you like me? I love you for being great and not hating me for criticizing shows like we all do. Well, I mean, I tolerate a lot of people. I think that's a good answer.
And Patches was everyone died. The end. That's pretty much it.
But let's see, how many likes do we have? We have 58. Let's get to 60 because we're gonna start wrapping it up soon.
Yeah, guys, let's get to. Let me actually edit this. Let's get to 60 likes, and that'll be our goal for tonight.
Yeah,
we do appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for being here and supporting the show. Thank you.
But hit it with some rapid fire questions before we wrap up, and then and let's try and ask something different. There's been a lot of like kind of a lot of similar questions for the last 20 minutes or something. So let's try something like ask something you can maybe haven't asked it before. I think that will be a little refreshing. I got around to watching season 7 of The Fly. I understand you're a hater of that line even more. Season 7, yeah, I think season 7 is sad. Like it's an experiment in a lot of ways. I think that having to do this during a pandemic, and so I think it's definitely not the strongest season. I think it ended strongly, but but season 8 has been like it's definitely a big step up, and so I think they. Again, that's why I'm saying I want people to just appreciate the Flash while we still have it. Because we joke about it. We make quips about it. We sometimes the CGI isn't great. Sometimes some things do look weird and so on. But like 20 years ago, we didn't have these kind of shows on television. We had Smallville. That was one show, but that was like because network executives just didn't believe in the comic book brand, and now we have it everywhere. So just think about it. Just keep up. Yeah, it's leveling up. So that it's doing something up. End
of the show, Cicada. End of the show. Is either of you? I watched Power Rangers a bit when I was little. I think it was like the original series or something. It was like forever ago though. I can't remember. Oh God, Canada Graphs is here. Oh my gosh, that's what I heard. That's what I heard.
Bizarre. Canada. Hello, Canada Graphs. Weren't you? Oh, you just ended your stream. Okay.
He decided to pop over here because he's like, oh boy.
Did you have a good stream, Canada Graphs? CG.
Yeah.
With the Alan
and they're at the bayou. You down there at the bayou.
I don't want to scare him away.
He's always scared away.
Canada Graphs, did you? Let me ask you. Like, did you hear like on like where you were out today? Like, did you get to hear like from people on the crew that the show has been canceled? Did you hear it on Twitter?
Yeah, I'm wondering how far this went in terms of people's knowledge. Good question. The answer is no. And there's a whole thing with that, but yeah. But thank you for asking the question. But no. I woke up to tweets. Okay.
You woke up. Okay.
He woke up to tweets, which makes sense. Like, literally, the first tweet that I saw was a retweet from somebody. I'm like, is this real? Because I've seen joke tweets before, like fake tweets. So I'm thinking, is this legit? So I type in Batwoman, and it was legit. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. And then from there, it was like all over the place. Found on YouTube, then Twitter. Yeah, it was all over the place. It went everywhere. Good question. This is a good question. Does the Bizarre World have square toilets? Because
that sounds so painful.
It's so stupid, but like I forgot that Bizarre World was square.
Oh my god! No. There's things I shouldn't say, but because I'm gonna like start giggling until the end of time. But like Jesus Christ,
it's a good question. It's a good question.
Let's see. I woke up about 20 minutes after Caroline tweeted it. Caroline tweets and had 40 minutes about it and about 20 messages. And I knew something had to have happened. Yeah, I just again, what a day this was.
That's cool. Oh, by the way, Metallica playing during the Flash was amazing. Loved it.
I didn't know they like. Listen, I love Metallica, but I didn't even know they had a song called "Ride the Lightning." But like again, I love that they're doing different things with its powers this season. Like it's that's and again, this episode looked expensive as fuck. I'm just like, Deathstorm and the opening of the episode. I'm like, y'all, this is a season 8 show. How we're doing this? So, yeah,
that hurts my soul.
Why does it hurt your soul?
You didn't know that Metallica had a song called "Ride the Lightning." That's their
second. Bitch, I don't know. Bitch, I can't know every song of every band.
Title.
Good lord. But he's about to call me a fake fan. Yeah, that's essentially what he did. But like, I mean, but listen, like, I grew up with Metallica in my teens, so like, but I didn't, it's you haven't even watched Smallville. You dingus, come on. So like, if you
Call me a dingus.
Yep.
Call me a fucking dingus. I need fucking sleep. I'm tired.
The reason we even ran late was because I had to like finish writing the damn news. And like I think my editor was like, "Wow, you were up really, really quickly." I'm like, "Mm-hmm."
Listen, come on, that ain't gonna happen. Come on, John Watts is not coming back. He's not. He's done. He left freaking Fantastic Four. Why would he come back for Spider-Man 4? It doesn't make sense. He stepped away from comic book movies, dude. It's not happening. Apologies.
Goodbye, everyone. I have a wedding to attend tomorrow. Oh Lord, he's trolling you. Stop it! Don't like you.
I leave Central City for 2 seconds.
That means you haven't known the triumphs and defeats, the epic highs and lows of high school football. But you...
Obviously, this particular comment didn't age too well.
This comment didn't age well.
What do you want?
God. Oh yeah, congratulations to Elon Musk for owning Twitter.
Next question, please.
Oh God. He better.
All the good daddies love the metal. Just saying.
Let's see. We played that clip earlier. Congrats to the bride and groom, Mr. and Mrs. Deathstorm. What? This is not true. This is some bullshit rumors. I like the fact that you pulled this out of your ass, fake Jake, after we played that clip. Like, you remember that, because I do too. And it's so sad.
Out of all the superhero melodies, which one are you most similar to? Question to both of you. I think. I mean, I think I have like characteristics of I see I have a little Cisco and Barry from the comics. I have a little Peter Parker as well. I think, but like I don't know like who I'm most like. It's because there really isn't really any characters like me in the comics. So that's my answer.
Yeah, I really don't know. I really don't. I mean, I relate to some, but I don't relate on the level. I'm like, oh, I'm really similar to this character. So I really don't. I couldn't say. But this is a good point. They had CW gave us some information talking about right before the show. They really
wait, hold on. Kind of guys, trust me, we had things to talk about, and then I had we had to like initially each topic for the CinemaCon, like this was supposed to be a CinemaCon show. And then Friday was just like, I choose violence, and then just did all the things they did. So that's what's up. But it was, thank God for multitasking, I guess.
I don't know who I bring back.
None of them. Let some white men actually stay dead. Sure, I'm gonna get murdered for that. But hey, people constantly send me death threats. So it's fine.
Wait until now to come up with the news. It'd be terrible. I mean, it wouldn't happen, but just imagine, like, Jesus.
No, not this. It's like almost 11 p.m. So, which is why I think this is a good time to start wrapping it up, guys. 60 likes. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the super chats, for being here again. It was an emotional day for everyone, I think. But I think that we survived. We're gonna survive. We're gonna be fine in the end. And it's this happens. Sad. This is the nature of television. Everything eventually comes to an end. So
that's just really what it is.
So just
news.
Watch the shows while they're still on, and like tune in, watch it live. And remember, even if there's an episode you don't like, sometimes like maybe instead of like instantly hate it, think about like, wow, they're still trying to do things, and shows that are 9 seasons in or whatever and so on. So just because in a matter of time it will be gone.
Yep.
But
Soon in, and Canada Grass breaking the news. Had no idea.
That is actually true.
It actually is true.
That is true. It's true as day.
All right, guys. Well, I think we're gonna call it. It's been a crazy week, and hopefully you have a good weekend, relaxed weekend, guys, and hopefully next week won't be too crazy. Even though we got a little movie called Multiverse of Madness coming, and that's hopefully going to be great. Hopefully, be amazing, and everything looks like it's going to be. But we'll have to wait and see. But I mean, that's unless something else major drops, that's probably gonna be the big thing next week. Is that movie? But we'll see. There might be some studio things where like, okay, well, Multiverse Madness came out. We're going to throw some crazy news to kind of, get people not thinking about Endless Multiverse or, Multiverse Madness, but it's all over the place. It's going to be a multiverse type show, but regardless. But yeah, so hope you guys are all doing well, and we will see you guys with the next episode of Endless Multiverse. Thank you guys so much for being here. The likes, thank you for helping us break our goal. Like, wow, insane. Thank you for being here and commenting. We love hearing your commenting during the topics and the Q&A. We really appreciate it, guys. And thank you for sharing the show around and getting people to notice that we're doing this show. We're trying our best to make it better and better. So we will end off with this, guys. As a lot of you were wondering, where's it at? We're going to play it for you. Take it away, Cicada.
Metas killed your parents, Gracie. They all deserve to die.
Don't believe him, Grace.
I believe him. Great.
Her look is like, what is happening? It is like that's the most chill child I've ever seen. That is like 2 uncles and this weird woman in the back. What is going on? Oh no, YOLO, this happens all the time. Not gonna lie.
Normal.
All right, guys. Take care. We will see you next week. So stay safe. Have a happy weekend.
Everybody.
See you soon.
Bye.
Gracie.
But jeez.